ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणम्। Some years back, there was one famous atheist. His name was, I think, Anthony Flew or something like that. And right from the age of about 15-16 years, he had been an atheist, didn't believe in God. Wrote many articles and had many arguments to make against the existence of God. And whenever atheists would meet, they would regard him very highly. This is a very accomplished person in the scientific circles, and his arguments are all rock solid. He is a person to be quoted as far as atheism is concerned. When he reached about 80 years of age, he changed his stance. He said, after so many years and of analysis, study, and going through science and all that, I come to a conclusion that actually God must exist. So it was a big blow for everybody. For the atheists, it was a big blow. And the thieves were all, jumping and dancing in joy. Then he said, but then I don't believe in a God like a policeman sitting up there and meting out justice for everyone. I don't believe in that. There is some intelligence behind this creation. So you see, very, very intellectual people. There are many scientists, Nobel laureates, chemists, physicists, mathematicians who also come to this conclusion. After studying science and the way the world works, the science, the physics behind how this universe is running, when they look at all the laws of material nature, they come to a conclusion that there must be some intelligence behind this creation. It cannot run like this so systematically and so wonderfully, with so many laws governing how the universe runs. There is the law of gravitation, there is the law of thermodynamics, there is the law of buoyancy. So many different laws are working. All of this could not have happened by chance. Some intelligence must be there behind this creation. So lot of intelligent people, intellectual people come to this conclusion. Then there are others, even more intelligent people, who study the Vedic scriptures, the Upanishads, the Vedanta Sutta. They all come to a conclusion that is not just some intelligence. The absolute truth is something which is known as Brahman. It is an indescribable, attributeless entity, which is the absolute truth. It is non-sentient. It is beyond the description. But that absolute truth is from where everything has come. That Brahman is from where we have come. And right now we are all in illusion, thinking we are all individual and separate from that Supreme Brahman. And eventually we have to attain mukti or liberation. And for that we have to merge ourselves back into that Brahman, and that is mukti. So these are people called jnanis. Then higher than them, there are yogis. They undertake severe austerities, tapasya. They go to the Himalayas, they go to the forests, and they engage in intense meditation and all kinds of yogic practices. In Kumbh Mela, all kinds of thousands of yogis coming from, you would never have seen them before, but during Kumbh Mela you can see them all congregating together. So these are all yogis What do all the yogis do the rest of the year? During Kumbh Mela, they come to Prayagraj, but rest of the year, what are they doing? You don't find them in the cities, in the villages, you don't find them coming on social media and all that, right? So what are they doing the rest of the year? The rest of the year, they are practicing different yogic processes, Ashtanga Yoga. There are 8 angas of yoga. Dharana, Pratyahara, Asana, Pranayama. These are all different angas, which eventually have to lead to Pratyahara, Dharana, and finally Samadhi. So these yogis are undertaking great tribulations, great tapasya, because they have understood I am not the body, I am a spirit soul, and there is an absolute truth, which is Brahman. Who is that Brahman? They want to find out. And so they engage in deep meditation. Within their heart, they are meditating, trying to figure out who is that Brahman. And if they achieve perfection, they will be able to see who is that Brahman, which is Paramatma sitting within the heart. These are yogis. Then, higher than yogis, there are the devotees, Bhakti yogis. They worship the Supreme Lord along with his energies. In all other conceptions, whether you take the scientists who say that there is an intelligence, their understanding of the Supreme Absolute Truth is limited to some intelligence, some impersonal intelligence. The jnanis, their understanding is that there is an impersonal Brahman. Again, there are no energies associated, no attributes, no qualities, etc. Then there are yogis who see Paramatma alone. And not only this, you take any religion in the world, the conception of God is there is one person, he is our Supreme Father, or he is the Supreme Controller, there is one person, and he has made different laws of piety and sin, and we have to live our life according to the religious scriptures. This much is the understanding. It is only in the Bhakti Yoga tradition, any of the 4 branches of the Bhakti Sampradayas, if you see, all of them worship the Lord with his energies. There is an understanding that the Lord is not alone. The Supreme Absolute Truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Absolute Truth is a person. He is full of energies. Parasya Shaktir Vividaiva Shuyate Swabhaviki Jnana Balakriyacha. The Supreme Absolute Truth is a person, and he has innumerable, infinite qualities, and he has infinite energies. And if God is a person, then his energies are also personalities. Those personalized forms of the energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead appear in the form of Lakshmi Devi, Sita Devi, Satyabhama Devi, Rukmini Devi, etc. So you see, worshipping of the Lord and his energies, the Lord and his consorts. Whenever we speak of the incarnation of the Supreme Lord, whether the Lord comes down as Vishnu, if he comes down as Vishnu, there is Lakshmi with him. There is a female part also involved. When there is the Supreme Lord incarnating as Lord Ramachandra, Sita Devi is with him. So you see, this understanding that the Lord is not just one Purusha, one person, there is also his energy who is his eternal consort in the form of a female consort that represent, who are the personification of the energies of that Supreme Lord. This you will find only in the Vedic tradition, that too amongst the Bhakti, amongst the Bhakti yogis, amongst the Sampradayas which follow the Bhakti cult. Now, amongst the 4 Sampradayas, Kumara Sampradaya, Sri Sampradaya, then there is Brahma Sampradaya, and there is the Rudra Sampradaya. Amongst these 4 Sampradayas, in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, there is an even deeper understanding of the Lord and his energies, Lord and his eternal consorts. So, when we look at other Sampradayas, they worship the Lord as Vishnu or Narayana along with Lakshmi. But in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, we worship Krishna along with Radharani and Rukmini and Satyabhama Devi. So now this actually worshipping Krishna along with his consorts is the most difficult to comprehend and the most difficult to understand. Even the other Bhakti Sampradayas, they get bewildered when they see Krishna's Leelas. When we look at Narayana and Lakshmi, husband and wife, Rama and Sita, husband and wife, very easy to understand and respectfully adore them, worship them. But when we come to Krishna, Krishna has wives also. Rukmini Devi, Satyabhama Devi, 16,108 wives. Whereas you look at Ramachandra, only one Sita Devi. You look at Vishnu, only one Lakshmi Devi. Krishna married 16,108 queens, headed by Rukmini Devi. Not only did Krishna have wives, he also had lovers who were not married to him, headed by Radharani and the gopis in Vrindavan. So this is extremely difficult to understand, comprehend and reconcile with the descriptions of the Vedas of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the Bhagavad Gita, one hand Krishna says, Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. I come to establish the standard of Dharma. And he is dancing with the gopis in the middle of the night who are married to someone else. I mean, this is not Dharma. Then how is he establishing Dharma? It becomes difficult to reconcile. Most difficult. But in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, we have comprehensive understanding of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his energies exist for what? He exists as Narayana along with Lakshmi, Ramachandra as Sita Devi, Vishnu and Lakshmi, all these personalities, when we look at them, we have an understanding that they are Supreme Personality and they are ruling over. They are lovingly taking care of their part and parcel. We as the part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mama Ivamcho Jivaloke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, Krishna says, eternally we are part and parcel of Krishna. So we have to serve the Supreme Lord. That's the understanding up to which we can reach. But in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, what we understand is it's not just a servant and a master relationship, there is more to it. What is that? The Vedanta Sutra states, Raso Vaisaha, that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he manifests his different energies, personified in the form of Lakshmi Devi, Radharani, Rukmini Devi, and all these personalities. For what? Not just ruling over all the living entities, but the Supreme Lord does so. Why? Because Raso Vaisaha, he wants to relish the transcendental mellows of relationship with his part and parcel energies. So, when the Supreme Lord takes on the form of a Purusha, husband, to Lakshmi Devi or to Sita Devi or to Rukmini Devi, he does so to experience the joy in that relationship. You know, there is a rasa in that relationship between a husband and a wife. If that rasa were not there, why would anybody get married? You have your parents, you have your brothers and sisters, friends, good enough, no? But no, not enough. We may have grown up in a family, 25 years old, 24 years old, 20, 25 years, we have grown up in a family. Parents, brothers, sisters, etc., uncles, so many people. But that's not enough for us. Something is missing, we want to get married. Because there is a different rasa in that relationship. Essentially, there are 5 rasas, 5 primary rasas. Dasya rasa, Shanta rasa, Dasya rasa, Sakhya rasa, Vatsalya rasa, and Madhurya rasa. The transcendental mellows of appreciation, Shanta rasa. Then there is Dasya rasa. There is a rasa, there is a mellow in serving a great personality. Then there is the rasa, there is the transcendental mellow between friendship. In friendship, in friendly relationships, there is a certain kind of rasa, mellow. That's why, although we have our parents, relatives, etc., we want to make friends also. Because there is a certain rasa in that relationship. Then there is Vatsalya rasa, the joy of the relationship between parents and children. So, man and woman get married as husband, not enough, we want to have children also. Why? Because there is a rasa in that relationship. And then there is finally Madhurya rasa, the transcendental mellow of joy experienced in the relationship between a man and a woman in a loving relationship. Now, that relationship between a man and a woman is of 2 kinds. One is that which is experienced in the married field, and then there is the experience of the relationship between a lover and a beloved. Husband and wife, you go together, you go in front of relatives, friends, everybody openly, right? Husband and wife, what is there? But if you are in a loving relationship between a boy and a girl, Whenever they see anybody they know, they will immediately run away. So, there is a joy in that relationship, hiding and having a relationship. So, there is a rasa in that also. Now, Krishna, being the source of all rasas, he enjoys in the relationship with his different energies, internal energies, both rasas. Madhurya rasa in the relationship between lover and beloved, as well as between husband and wife. So Krishna exchanges that loving relationship of Madhurya in Swakiya rasa, in the relationship between husband and wife with the 16,108 queens of Dwaraka. Simultaneously experiences that same Madhurya rasa between a lover and beloved with Radharani and the gopis. When Krishna is to meet the Radharani and the gopis, where does he meet? He has to meet in the forest. When does he meet? In the middle of the night where nobody is there. Nobody should come to know. Whereas when he is with Rukmini and Satyabhama and all the other queens, he is living in the palace. Everybody comes, everybody meets them, husband and wife. It is open. I mean, there is nothing to hide there. So there is one kind of rasa there. There is another kind of rasa here. Now it is not that Krishna alone is enjoying. Krishna, when he enjoys in his relationships with his different energies, the energies also enjoy. In a husband-wife relationship, if a husband is enjoying, wife is also enjoying equally. If there is a boy and a girl loving each other, the boy is also enjoying, girl is also enjoying. But in the relationship between the gopis and Krishna, there is one kind of relationship. Between the queens of Dwaraka and Krishna, there is another kind of relationship. If we look at the gopis, if we go to Barsana in Braj, if you go to Barsana, there is that Barsana is supposed to be the place where Radharani grew up. And if you go there, there is one small valley kind of place. So there you can find Krishna's footprints also. It is said that because that valley was very narrow, Krishna used to stop the gopis when they would be passing through that valley, and he would tell them, I am the son of the king of Raja, Nanda Maharaj. So you are taking this butter and curd and all these kind of things, ghee and all these things. You have to pay tax to me, otherwise I will not let you go. And he would harass the gopis like this. And the gopis would also play with him, and then finally they would give him some curd or butter, and then they will go. So one day, all the gopis got together and they said, every day this Krishna is torturing us. We have to teach him a lesson. So that day what they did, they caught Krishna, tied him to a pole and started beating him. Can you imagine that? And Krishna is calling out to his friends, all the Gopa friends, my dear friends, come and save me, come and save me. And they are all saying, Arey Baba, you and your gopis, we are not coming anywhere near. We will also get beaten, and they run away. So you see, even today in Barsana, during holy time, they remember this pastime, and all the women get together and beat up all the men during holy celebration in Barsana. That's a big festival there. That's this one Pratha tradition there. So you see, this kind of freedom with which the gopis relate with Krishna, the queens of Dwaraka don't do. The gopis of Vrindavan, they are constantly feeling they have a certain kind of pride, a transcendental pride, that Krishna is our lover, he is attracted by us, he is controlled by us, he is in our mutti. That's the feeling they have. So they will chase Krishna, they will do all these kind of things. They will beat him, they will do all these kind of things. But when it comes to the queens of Dwaraka, there is something which is known as Prema Vaichitya. That is what is predominant in them. So once Krishna along with his queens went to the river and they sported in the river and they came back. And after bathing in the river and splashing water, playing around, they all came back. After coming back, the queens of Dwaraka, Rukmini Devi and others, they looked at one kurari bird, one osprey, female osprey, that was sitting on one tree, and it was making different sounds. So the queens headed by Rukmini Devi, they looked at that osprey and said, Kurari kim vilapasi? Oh Kurari, oh osprey, why are you making fun of us? Kurari kim vilapasi? Why are you making fun of us? Are you making fun of us, or are you also crying in separation from Krishna like us? Kim vilapasi? And they are saying that Ratrayam na sheshe, looks like you are also not able to sleep. We are not able to sleep. It has become night. And looks like you are also not able to sleep. And the whole world at this time, Swapiti, the whole world is sleeping. Swapiti Ratriyam, the entire world is sleeping. And simultaneously, Ishwaro Gupta Bedaha, our Supreme Lord Krishna, he is also fully asleep. He has no consciousness. He is completely asleep. But we are not able to sleep. You are also not able to sleep. Why are you not able to sleep? Kim Sakhi, oh friend, looks like you also, Agada Nirvidda Cheta, looks like your heart has also been pierced. Pierced by what? Pierced by Hasodara Lile Kshitena. So, Nalina Nayana Hasodara Lile Kshitena. Looks like your heart is also pierced after seeing that beautiful lotus-like eyes of Krishna. Nalina Nayana. Nalina means the lotus, Nayana means the eyes. The lotus eyes of Krishna. Hasa, his smiling. Udara Lile Kshitena. And his glancing upon us very benevolently. His glance, his smile, his eyes, our hearts are pierced by them. We cannot sleep at night. When we try to lie down and sleep, his smile, his eyes, his walk, his gait, all these things keep running in our mind and we are not able to sleep. Our hearts are pierced by this. So similarly, because we are not able to sleep, looks like you are also not able to sleep like that. Looks like your heart is also pierced by Krishna. So why Rukmini Devi and the queens are praying like this? Because although just now they had a nice time with Krishna in the waters and they came back and Krishna is lying with them in the palace in the bedstead along with them. Although Krishna married 16,108 queens, every day in the morning Krishna would go to the assembly of the Yadavas. There he would be sitting as one person. Evening, when he would return, he would come out of the assembly as a one person. Then he would split into 16,000 personalities and each palace Krishna would enter individually. And each of the 16,108 queens will think, oh, Krishna at the end of the day, he has come only to my palace. He has not gone to any other queen's palace. Krishna loves me maximum. That's why he has come to only my palace. Every queen is thinking like this. That is Krishna's opulence. So although Krishna has entered with the palace and he is sleeping within their bedroom, still the queens are thinking in Prema Vaichitya that who knows, Krishna may leave us and go any moment. That is why they are not able to sleep in the night. They are thinking of Krishna's beautiful smile, beautiful eyes, his beautiful glance, and they are in great fear. When will Krishna leave us and go? So this feeling of Prema Vaichitya is very prominent amongst the queens of Dwaraka, headed by Rukmini Devi. Whereas the gopis, they have a different expression of love for Krishna. Both of them are loving expressions, but one is in great fear, great veneration. Oh, he is our husband, he is the great supreme king and all that. And another is without that veneration, without that fear of losing him, which is in Vrindavan. So Krishna, because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he experiences all kinds of rasas to enjoy his relationship with his own energies. And so therefore, Krishna maintains relationship with the gopis also, and Krishna maintains relationship with the 16,108 queens also. See, after Krishna went to Dwaraka, he could have married the gopis. Very easy, no? Simple. He has now become the king, Kamsa is removed. Now he is an independent king. 16,108 queens, anyway he married. So what is there in marrying the gopis also? Not a big deal. But no, he did not. Because that rasa, that transcendental meno in that relationship is different. That relationship he enjoys with the gopis eternally. While eternally, he enjoys the relationship in Swakiya of Prema Vaichitya with the queens of Dwaraka simultaneously. So, you see, the gopis headed by Radharani have one kind of relationship with Krishna. The queens of Dwaraka headed by Rukmini Devi have another kind of relationship with Krishna. But all of them are in a transcendental, loving relationship with Krishna. This kind of understanding we can get only when we come to the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. So the question still remains that Krishna, he might want to enjoy that kind of loving relationship with the gopis, but still, how is dharma established by that? That's a very simple thing. Because in the middle of the night, when Krishna played on the flute, all the gopis left their husbands, brothers, their fathers, they left everybody and came to Krishna. So what did they demonstrate? The gopis demonstrate by such an action that for serving Krishna, one can give up all other duties and relationships within the world. You see, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna spoke about dharma, Krishna spoke about moksha, in so many chapters of the Bhagavad Gita. From the second chapter up to the 18th chapter, Krishna was explaining all the different kinds of dharmas. And Arjuna, why? Because Arjuna's question to Krishna was that dharma sammudaha prichami tvam dharma sammuda chetaha yet shreyasyan nishchitam bruhi tanme. So Arjuna's question, which triggered the whole Bhagavad Gita, was, Krishna, I'm bewildered. What is my dharma? Please tell me what is my dharma, what is my duty, what should I do? So Krishna explained the entire Bhagavad Gita. Final conclusion Krishna gave to Arjuna. What is your ultimate dharma? Sarva dharman parityajya. All dharmas you give up. Arjuna's question was, what is my dharma I should perform? Krishna is giving, give up all dharma. That is your ultimate dharma. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. To surrender exclusively to Krishna and serve him and his interests is the highest dharma. There are different gradations of dharma. Some are tertiary dharma, some are secondary dharma, some are primary dharmas. Out of all of them, the highest dharma is to give up everything else and exclusively serve Krishna, which is what the gopis demonstrated. And so therefore, Krishna through the gopis established what is the highest dharma which everyone has to follow, which is to dedicate everything that we possess to Krishna. So, the whole point is that only in the Vedic tradition, that too in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, we have this opportunity to worship the Supreme Lord along with his energies. So, Krishna, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So to approach him directly is very difficult. It's not easy. But then his energies in the form of Sita Devi, in the form of Radharani, in the form of Rukmini, in the form of Satyabhama Devi, they are all far more kind and merciful and compassionate. So we approach them and worship them. Then what happens? Achieving Krishna's mercy becomes much more easy. If Radharani recommends somebody to Krishna, if Rukmini Devi recommends somebody to Krishna, if Satyabhama recommends somebody to Krishna, that this is a very nice devotee of yours, Krishna, please accept him. Krishna cannot say no. Because end of the day, he has to go to the palace with Rukmini, no? If he rejects her request, he will not be able to even enter the palace. So, whomever Rukmini Devi and Satyabhama, they recommend, Krishna has no choice, he has to accept. So therefore, we give importance to the energies of Krishna also. Today is Rukmini Devi's appearance day. We are having a wonderful festival. We are having an Abhishek. We are celebrating it. Just like we celebrate Janmashtami also. So we worship not only the Supreme Lord, even higher than worshipping the Supreme Lord is to worship his energies, which is a principle given in the Vedas. Like in the Padma Purana, there is a description of a discussion between Parvati Devi and Lord Shiva. So for Parvati Devi, Lord Shiva is everything for her. He is her Lord, he is her husband, he is everything for her. So, and in this world there are different kinds of devatas, many kinds of devatas. There is Brahma, there is Indra, Chandra, Surya, so many people. So Parvati Devi went and asked Lord Shiva, worshipping whom is the highest in this world? Because she wanted to hear, worshipping Lord Shiva is the highest. Because after all, for every woman, her husband is the most important personality, no? So when Parvati Devi asked this question to Lord Shiva responded, Aradhananam sarvesham Vishnu aradhanam param. worshipping Lord Vishnu is the highest form of worship. So when Parvati Devi heard that, her face became small. Arey, what is this? I expected to hear something. My husband is telling somebody else's worship is higher than his worship. All my life I've dedicated to Lord Shiva, and he is now saying somebody else is superior to him. She became very disappointed. So Lord Shiva smiled and he did not stop there. He continued. He said, Tasmat Parataram Devi, higher than the worship of Lord Vishnu. Tasmat Parataram Devi, there is something higher than the worship of Lord Vishnu. What is that? Tadiyanam Samarchanam. Worshipping his devotees is higher than even worshipping Krishna. Then Parvati Devi became very happy. Oh, then it's okay, because Vaishnavana Yatham Shambhu, out of all the Vaishnavas in this material world, Lord Shiva is considered the supreme Vaishnava. So then Parvati Devi became very happy. Okay, my Lord Shiva is a great devotee of Vishnu, so I worship him. That is higher than worshipping Vishnu. No problem. So, if we worship Rukmini Devi and she becomes compassionate upon us, that is as good as or even better than worshipping Krishna directly or worshipping Krishna alone. In all other conceptions, in all other religions, there is the Lord, there is a supreme God, who is a father, who is a controller, and all these things where the God is worshipped alone. You can worship the Lord like that, but he will not be so pleased. You worship him with his consort. You worship him with Sita Devi. You worship him with Lakshmi Devi. You worship him with Rukmini Devi. Krishna will become very pleased. This is the whole key to please the Supreme Lord and receive his benediction, by which we can perfect the human form of life and we can go back to the spiritual world. And if we go up to the spiritual world, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Yad Gatvanana Nivartante Tadhama Paramam Mama. We go to Vaikuntha, we go to Goloka Vrindavan, we don't have to come back to this material world which is full of birth, death, disease and old age. We can also exchange loving relationships with Krishna in the supreme abode in Goloka Vrindavan. We can retain our individuality and we can serve Krishna in any one of the 5 relationships. Shantarasa, Dasarasa, Sakyarasa, Vatsalya Rasa. We can even exchange Madhura Rasa with Krishna if we so wish. This is the benediction that is given to us, provided we worship Krishna along with his eternal consort. Rukmini Devi, Satyabhama Devi, Radha Rani, Sita Devi. Along with them we worship. Then with their blessings, we'll be able to re-establish our forgotten relationship with Krishna in the spiritual abode. And we also can exchange loving relationship in any one of the rasas with Krishna. And we can joyfully do that eternally in the spiritual world without having to worry about Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Without having to worry about birth, death, disease and old age. That is why we have to worship we observe festivals like Sita Rani's appearance day. We we celebrate the festival of Rukmini Devi's appearance day like we are doing today. All these things, why? Because it is very pleasing to Krishna. Similarly, when we chant Krishna's holy name, we don't chant Krishna's name alone. When we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, we are worshipping Krishna's holy names, Krishna, Rama, as well as we are worshipping him along with his eternal consort, Radharani, who is also called as Hara. So, in the vocative, when we address the Hara, the energy of Krishna, it becomes Hare. So, Hare can refer to Rukmini Devi, Hare can refer to Satyabhama Devi, Hare can refer to Radharani. So, Hare Krishna, when we say, we are worshipping Krishna and Radharani, Krishna and Rukmini Devi together. So, let us all chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, make it a practice to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and worship the Lord along with his energies and please Krishna and Rukmini. And by pleasing Rukmini Devi, we can attain eternal shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. Okay? Bolo Shri Krishna Rukmini Satyabhama ki jai. Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Haribo.